so might as well end on that upbeat note. You know, a lot of this book is sort of longer, more florid description of landscapes and histories of things, but I thought it best this time just to read you a few of these short oral histories. I'll take whatever questions you have, and afterward I'll sign books and chat with you, and I'm very grateful that you all came. Yes.
I noticed, I haven't read the book at all, but you have a picture of Salvation Mountain.
Oh yeah.
And I'm assuming you've met with Leonard.
What a great guy he is.
Isn't he a character?
Yeah.
How recently have you seen him last, and how is he doing? He's getting along in age now.
The last time I saw Leonard was just a couple of weeks ago. He's 77 now, and he was lying down. He had someone who looked like maybe a handler or something saying, "Now Leonard, don't you remember when you did this, and isn't that right?" And I don't know how long the guy had been there, but he's expanding that that replica of the hot air balloon that's made out of trees, made out of tires. It's just huge. So yeah, I wonder what's going to happen to Salvation Mountain when Leonard goes. If it's all just going to wash down that dirt ridge, you know, in the first big rainstorm or what.
Did you see him in the movie Into the Wild? He has a short scene there.
I haven't seen that movie, but I heard he was in there, yeah.
It's funny, because it seems like he's acting, but he's just being himself.
Yeah, yeah. He is such a fantastic guy. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
You said on radio that you like Imperial County better than San Diego County. Can you enumerate?
Well, you know, it's interesting, of course, that it was all one county at one time. And kind of hard to believe now. I love Imperial County because when I go there, I feel like I don't need a car. I don't need to go to lots and lots of restaurants and shops to encounter people. If I see somebody out there, there's probably some real person I can talk to who will tell me something interesting. I worked on a cattle ranch in Eastern California for a couple of years, and I really value the acquaintanceship I got with manual labor. I know that the lives in Imperial County and south of the border can be kind of hard lives, and I respect the people for living those lives, and I love the self-reliance that so many of those people have. Yes?
Was there anything that was particularly uplifting that found its way into the book?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it's incredible the way that in 1901 the Imperial Main Canal turned what was sometimes called the Valley of Death into this, you know, this beautiful greenness. I think a lot of the stories of the pioneers are pretty amazing. On the south side, in the ejidos, I love talking with people there who seem to be still living what I would have considered to be the American dream. Some of these people in their little farms, you know, relatively self-sufficient. I find that so interesting. And for me, in a way, the best of Imperial County is sort of like this whole American dream, that you can go out and build something for yourself and make your own mistakes. You know, I'm quite concerned about the water transfer. I was there at that big IID meeting, you know, when Stella Mendoza was president and the board was split. And I understand that some people are going to benefit from selling the water, and other people are not, are going to have to fallow their fields. And I don't know. I feel a lot of concern, and I think it's a potentially dangerous situation for everybody. So I'm very fond of Imperial County, and you know, taking it that. Yes.
Could you speak about your photographs and
Yeah, I traveled around with a couple cameras. The first half of that book, you know, is cameras that were 35 millimeter, and it was pretty easy, you know, to take those. And then the second half is with one of my 810 cameras, and it was always kind of an experience, you know, and it would be like 117 degrees, and I'd be carrying this thing back and forth across the border, and you know, I'd be bumbling and fumbling along and dropping screws off the end of my camera, putting the dark cloth over my head, and everyone would be laughing at me, so I provided some entertainment. Yes?
The photos seem very intimate. You're very close to the individuals you photograph. How did you approach them and ask them to pose for you? And if you did speak to some of them that, I guess you wrote about your experiences with them, did you photograph them before or after?
Both. I mean, one of the great things about the 810 camera is that the whole process of setting up the tripod and focusing and putting in the film holder, asking the person to pose, it creates a static kind of picture. You have to interact with the person for, you know, 5 or 10 minutes at the least. So there's one picture in there of a vendor of wire scorpions in Mexicali, and he was just so happy to have his picture taken and insisted on giving me a scorpion. And I took some pictures of Mexicali cops with the 810, and that was always fun. They'd just be standing there heroically like this. There's a picture I like of a young couple, and the woman is pregnant, and the man has his hand on her, and he's looking at her. I had the camera set up, let's see, I think that was in Brawley maybe, and they just came by and they said, will you please take our picture? It was very, very nice. Yes?
Were you ever afraid?
You know, I've done some kind of stupid things I was sort of ill prepared for, like when I rafted the New River a little bit. I thought
you were very prepared.
Well,
I mean, you went to Costco and bought a boat, right?
That's true, yeah. What else could I do? I felt a little bit afraid writing about water because it's so complicated, and no one tells the same story, and I know that even if I had lived there for 20 years, I couldn't get to the bottom of it.